Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm the R6 lore guy and we just got the cinematic for Operation Twin Shells. I'm going to let this play out and then we're going to come back and break it down.
Morris, Bogart, come in. Damn it! Morris, team leader, come in! Team leader, come in!
Skopos!
I'm here. How's the hack?
I almost have the Keres data,
But we need an exit! Come on! Activating Colossus. On your mark.
done! Let's go!
Now let's get this data back to base so we can stop the Keres Legion for good.
So to begin with, the start of this animation shows Kure back in 2012, and as you can see, she's in her position as a sniper, a role which she played back in Rainbow Six Raven Shield and Rogue Spear. And she's actually at that same facility in which Daniel Bogart and Gerald Morris was at the animation that came out with Deimos' release, showing his defection from Rainbow. Now this takes place right at the end of that cinematic because you can see the helicopter in which Gerald was on flying away, and Kure cannot reach either of them. That is of course because Daniel is dead, and Gerald has also faked his death as well, so neither of them will be responding. So she then goes to run into the facility to assist them, assuming that maybe they're captured or even worse. But as we all know, this facility was about to explode, and as Kure gets close, this explosion knocks her back. Now, although she was on the edge of this facility, she was still injured by this, and as we can see when we cut to current time, she is in her wheelchair. And of course, I posted my entire Kure lore video yesterday, which is about her backstory and her bio, so if you want to learn more about her and also the robots which you're about to see, then watch that video. But we then cut to modern day Greece with Kure as well as Dokkaebi, and they are infiltrating the Keres Legion Safehouse, which is in Greece, and we learned this from the comic book in Operation New Blood, when ghosteyes eliminated the Keres Legion who took over Chalet, a rainbow facility, and gained intel that the Keres Legion Safehouse was in Greece. This is why Sam Fisher contacted the Greek operative Kure, and why she is now involved in the story once again. We see Kure acting from her control panel inside of a van, whilst Dokkaebi is physically inside of the building. Dokkaebi is actually hacking their system from what seems to be their server room, stealing something which has only been referred to as Keres data, assuming that this is probably everything they need to know about the Keres Legion. As she is being pinned down, she requests assistance from Kure Shells to help make her escape from the building, and that is when Kure takes control of Colossus. This allows Dokkaebi to get the suppressive fire she needs, and allows her to finish the hack. With the assistance of Colossus's shield and Talos, who enters the building through a side door, they successfully eliminate these soldiers and escape the safe house with the data they need. Dokkaebi leaves the safe house and approaches Kure alongside both Talos and Colossus, with Colossus looking a little roughed up after taking a lot of bullets. And in the final moments of the animation, Kure says that with this data, they can finally stop the Keres Legion for good. And that is the end of this animation. Now, can I just say, visually, it looks like they've improved their animation because the old ones look great, don't get me wrong, but this one looks so much more fluid and in detail, and it was honestly so nice to watch. I would love a full series or a show in this animation style. But yeah, they now have data and intel on the Keres Legion, which we've known for a while now is way bigger than Deimos. Deimos' current situation we don't know. We know that he made that bargain with Rainbow. We know that he somewhat went on a mission with them. So I'm not really sure what role he is currently playing in Rainbow now, if he is still behind bars, if he is somewhat freed, but to a very restricted and limited sense, that they will only use him when they need him, and he is still under heavy supervision, and, you know, is still partially imprisoned by them, because they definitely won't let him go, and I can't imagine they're going to let him just be another freestanding operator like the rest of them. So we're going to have to probably learn what situation that is in right now, and we're also going to have to learn who the Keres Legion truly are, because we don't know a lot about them. Now, Kure does say that with this intel they can stop them, but I highly doubt that the Keres Legion are going to be stopped, and I truly do wonder who they are and where this story could go, because there are still so many mysteries. We originally just thought that Deimos was the big next bad guy who wanted to change Rainbow and eliminate the squad for making it a joke. Turns out he wasn't top of the chopping order, and when they actually captured him and interviewed him, he had justifications for his actions, despite them being extremist and too far. That was definitely who extracted him from that mission, and I've been saying this for years, but this would be a perfect time to release like a new single player game of the story. I know that most likely won't happen. So we'll most likely get our next piece of story in the Battle Pass for Operation Twin Shells and the mid-season comic book, which will also coincide with that. And I do wonder if the next season will continue this story as well, or we're going to see this big sort of infiltration of the Keres Legion with the Year 10 cinematic at the beginning of 2025. Of course, Season 4 is bringing us a rework of an American who we all know is going to be Blackbeard, so I wonder if they're just going to continue the lore as normal, or maybe they'll take sort of like a reserved season and focus a bit more on Blackbeard, or at least bring him to the forefront of the lore itself. And can I also say, this Safehouse in Greece would be a very cool map. Yes, we already have a Keres map, which was Layer, that is the Keres Legion map, but I wouldn't mind seeing another one. Greece is a country which we have never seen in Siege before, and it was being a long requested one. We do actually have maps set in Greece. The stadium maps are all in Greece, so technically we do have Greek maps. But the vibe of this map could be completely different. I definitely think it could be quite fun, and although we are currently in the Greek season, or well, going into it, that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't get a Greek map, because if you remember, Emerald Plains is set in Northern Ireland, and of course we had an Irish shop before that season. I know Ireland and Northern Ireland aren't really the same, but they released a Northern Irish map in a season with a new Japanese op, Azami, so they could definitely release a Greek map in a season which isn't a Greek season. So I think a map called Safehouse set in Greece and being this Keres Legion Safehouse could be a really cool map. Of course, I would expect us to probably get new maps in Year 10, considering there isn't really any new ones this year, except from some minor reworks to Stadium Alpha and Brava, which we got last season. But yeah, I really wonder where this story is going to go. I hope we do learn more about the Keres Legion, because we don't really know anything, if we're being honest. We know that Deimos played a big part in them. We know they have a lot of funding. We know they're seemingly very skilled as well. And could Year 10 bring us more Keres Legion operatives? Not necessarily that they work for Rainbow or anything, just make them playable. You don't need a lore explanation to make someone playable. It could be quite cool to get some bad guys playable. I know Deimos is a playable bad guy, but he's also in Rainbow's custody, and in the lore he did go on a field mission with them. Although he's not a trusted operator, they did work out a deal with them to get some intel, which was correct, by the way. The intel which he gave was what led ghosteyes to Chalet, which has eventually led here. This could be a completely massive goose chase, which was orchestrated by him and someone else, and although he was seemingly telling the truth, it wasn't just a blatant lie and there was no one there. It was the truth in the sense that this is where people are, but if that's actually just his game and they're falling for it, that could definitely be the case. So be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. I shall catch you all later. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.